Noel and Mark McDermott come from a very successful furniture restoration and upholstery business founded by their father. In 2001 they launched M&N Design to expand the business, producing bespoke, handcrafted furniture.
My father set up McD Upholstery 33 years ago. And I remember as a child there was always wood, antiques and furniture to be restored around the place, and I was always drafted in to do some work, be it making buttons, or I was always exposed to it, and I suppose I got my interest and my love for wood and furniture through that. So yeah, it's always been in the family. Myself and my brother set up M&N Design in 2001. We had seen the stuff around the craft shops and said, well, we could make stuff like that and hopefully better and get a different angle on it. We've seen a niche in the market for the upholstery end of the craft, which is chaise longues and seats, thrones, footstools. So we hadn't seen that around Ireland. We said, oh, hold on, we can do that. So we've started doing that, and we think it's quite original, and not many people are doing that end of it.
I suppose I started off with kind of being given the odd job here and there with my father, and I was always better with my hands than I was with my head, but I suppose it was the love of making things really that I got great pleasure out of doing it, and I take great pride in what I do, because if I'm doing it for myself, I'd actually do a better job for someone else, because I'd hate for them to criticise my work and say, well, look at this or look at that. Just the love of making things, I always had it, and I obviously always will have it. You get a tree and it's just a tree really, and you get it in here and you do work on it and you see the finished product really, and when the customer comes to pick it up then, and you can see the delight on their face and they're so thrilled by the job you've done on it and the way they wanted it done in the first place, it's done like that. It's just the joy of making things and creating lovely pieces of furniture and woodwork really.
Well, we get our inspiration really from Sligo. I've always loved Sligo. It's a gorgeous place to live. Loads of woodland. I like the whole forest look. We see pieces of timber and straight away we know what we're going to make out of it. Be it a chair, the back of a chaise, or a lovely edged corner unit. It depends really, but sometimes we do see the piece before it's even made. We get our wood from a few different sources. Sometimes we cut it down ourselves from dead and unwanted trees. Elm trees are just carcasses nowadays. We use dead elm basically, and sometimes we get our wood through different sources of people. When we get it in here, we stack it up and we rack it and air dry it. Normally takes about a year an inch to dry, so typically our timbers would be about 2.5 inches to 3 inches depending, so that's 3 years before you actually get to work on it.
When Noel and Mark aren't creating beautiful pieces of furniture, the upholstery side of the business keeps them busy.
Well, Siobhan, my sister, she runs the upholstery end of the business. She does most of the upholstery, and myself and my brother, we give her a hand and chip in whenever she does need help really. But we're always kind of down the back, beavering around doing bits of wood, and up here we're constantly changing jobs and chipping in where we have to.
The woodwork suits me more because you're making something from start to finish, and it's just creating something other than the upholstery. You kind of get something in and you just fix it up, you know, and it goes back out to the customer. But just actually making it from start to finish and making it yourself with your own ideas and design it how you want it to be designed, and see how the piece will talk to you to tell you how to make it as well.
I actually feel very fortunate to be doing what I do. It's a job I enjoy. It's a job we all enjoy. We're very lucky to be in the work we like. Sometimes we're doing a job that I love coming back in the morning to continue it on and then to finish it. So yeah, we feel very, very lucky to have this sort of work, and it's great to be doing something you really enjoy. I'd like M&N Design to get bigger and better into the future. I'd like to take on more people, to expand, to get our names out there and be the best we can be in our field. It was passed on to us by our father, and I would love to pass it on to my kids and future generations, and just basically keep the business alive well into the future.